Hello and welcome back to the Homeschool Library. Brad here, and as always, glad to have you aboard. So it's time to make an announcement of something that I wasn't real sure I was ever going to see. As of today, thanks to the loyalty, the generosity, the impossibly amazing kindness of the BookTube community, I made my first 100 subscribers. Today, anniversary. Awesome. Super thankful to all of you out there for the support. Again, the generosity, the loyalty. Few of you out there have stuck with me since the very beginning through all of my meanderings and my bad technology and indecisiveness and all the things. So thank you. From the bottom of my heart, it blew my wife's mind that we made 100 subscribers today. She is super happy. The last couple of days, every time I looked at my phone, she'd be sending me a text like, "Hey, babe, it's your 99 subscribers." And as soon as we hit 100, she was all over that, letting me know that it happened. And I think in the middle, at some point today, I actually got up to 101. Which is incredible. So here's to the next 100. But first, I've got to go back and, go back to one of the very first videos that I made and prove that I am a man of my word. If you go all the way back, scroll all the way down, I think it might have been the second or third video that I made, somewhere in the first couple of weeks of this channel anyway. I did a video entitled Shameless Plugs and Blatant Bribery. And in that, I said that for every 100 subscribers that I got on this channel, I was going to do a giveaway. Friends, it is time for that giveaway. If you haven't seen that video, please go back and watch it because there's a lot in there that kind of gives you more background of who I am and kind of things that I do when I'm not sitting in front of a YouTube camera. I am a podcaster, the host of the fairly highly renowned Wild West podcast that is centered mostly around here, just sort of Dodge City-ish, which is home base for us, myself and my producer, whose name is Mike King. We've been at this podcast for 6 years, I think now. We've been featured in Kansas Magazine. It's always been very highly rated, and we have a ball doing it. Since I took over this new job earlier this winter, we've kind of fallen behind schedule in making new episodes. So hopefully one day soon we'll get back into the recording studio and start throwing out new episodes of awesome Wild West history. Well, as part of that podcast, one of the things that we've done is we've put out a series of books that are sort of based on the podcast. Some of them are compiled of different episode scripts with supplemental material. Some of the podcasts supplement the book. Some of the books supplements the podcast. But the books themselves, on their own, podcast aside, have got some great history. One of the things that we have tried to do since day one with the podcast is to tell the story of the American West through the spotlight of Dodge City, Kansas, and all of the branches that go out from there, kind of in a way that has never really been told. There are lots of stories that have never been told in a context that has never been provided, really, by any Western historian. And that's not just us blowing smoke. That's the truth. And we're kind of proud of the way that we've been able to present a lot of that, and hopefully continue to do so for many years to come. So check out those books. It's probably about time to maybe do another spotlight on some of those. But the purpose of this video, in addition to thanking my generous community and all of you awesome booktubers out there, those of you who aren't booktubers but follow and subscribe to this community, I love you guys. thank you again from the bottom of my heart. But I did promise a giveaway for my first 100 subscribers. So what that is here, one of the newest books in the podcast is this one right here, The Antic Tales of Luke McGlue, the Dodge City Prankster. Authored by Mike King. Here on the back is our podcast logo. That is both of us, Mike and myself. There, I think that is the photo that came out in Kansas Magazine. But the neat thing about these books is there's QR codes throughout that you can. I think this one has them. These books, they've all got QR codes throughout the books that you can scan as you're reading and link to the podcast themselves, go back and forth. But what this one is this is awesome. Talk about the stories that have never been told. I want to tell you about a guy that lived in Dodge City in the 1870s and, well, really kind of into the 1880s as well. His name was Luke McGlue, if you can't tell from the title. Dodge City was home to the greatest practical jokers of the entire American West. Bat Masterson, if you didn't know this about Bat Masterson, Bat was top notch when it came to practical jokes. He really was one of the best. But even better than him, the best of the West, was Luke McGlue. It didn't matter what happened in old Dodge City, whether your mule got stolen, if dirty words were painted on the water tower, if a traveling salesman came by selling cigars and all of a sudden his briefcase disappears and everyone in town is just smoking some of the top of the absolute finest cigars on the market. That kind of thing. It didn't matter what happened, Luke was always the scapegoat. Because everybody in town knew the kind of things that he got up to. So say your mule got stolen or whatever. Well, go find Luke. Luke's probably the one who did it. Go find him. Well, here's the thing. Luke was real hard to find. And the reason for that is Luke McGlue didn't even exist. He was a made-up character that the entire city of Dodge was in on. Greenhorns and travelers coming through town, stepping off the train, didn't know what to expect. They instantly got hit upon by Luke McGlue. It was kind of a test that, if you could survive the kind of antics that Luke McGlue would set you up for, if you could survive those and maintain any kind of good humor, then you could probably survive Dodge City. If you couldn't handle that, then there was no saving you. And some of these folks they could be bullied, badgered, practical joked their way right out of town because they couldn't handle it. But that's the cool thing about Luke McGlue is everybody in Dodge City knew his story. And everybody was in on it. So and some of these stories, that's what this book is here. I can't give everything away because you got to get the book, you got to read the stories. This tells you many of the true stories that happened, some of the greatest practical jokes of old Dodge City that all got chalked up to the antics of Luke McGlue. And this is the book that I want to give away. So here's what we're going to do. If you are into Old West history, if you're into anything to do with this channel, if you just like practical jokes and Western humor, then this book, I can guarantee that I think you're going to enjoy it. I guarantee. You know what? I guarantee. I promise that you will find stories in this book that are going to tickle your funny bone, and you're probably going to learn a little bit of Western history besides. So if you're into that sort of thing, or if you just want to support the continuing growth of this channel, here's what we're going to do. Comment on this video. I don't care what you say. Doesn't matter. You can insult me 7 ways from Sunday and everything about what we do. I don't care. Negative, positive, whatever you want to say, Hopefully it's positive because I'm pretty proud of what we're doing here. Just make a comment. If you push the thumbs up button and give us a like, a share or two, that's all fine and good. But we're just going to be looking at the comments on this video. It can be something as simple as, "Hey, Brad, send me the book. I hope I win." And I'm going to let that go until the end of the month. And at the end of January, and the very last day, we're going to take all those comments, throw them in a random generator, pull one out, and if you are the winning commenter, you're going to have to send me your address or however you want me to send you this book, because I'd love to get it into your hands. And if you enjoy that, hey, there's a lot more other books from the podcast that I think you'd probably enjoy as well. I'm going to put a link to the podcast in the notes for the video down below, so please check that out. And last but not least, thank you. This has been such a fun ride so far. I'm looking forward to months, if not years to come, lots more videos talking about books, talking about everything, and just showing you the library that we're building here for our homeschool family, the most culturally significant homeschool library that ever has existed. We've got a long way to go, and your support is going to mean everything in making that happen. So thank you again. Comment down below. Let me get this book into your hands, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll leave you with that. We'll see you next time. Brad out.